Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to the channel of chilled, relaxed plant content where we try to learn the best way to grow our plants so that they grow the way we would want them to grow. If that sounds like something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button. Let's be plant friends. So today I'm going to be discussing the plants in my collection that I am over. I wouldn't buy them again. I'm probably gonna be rehoming some of them. And yeah, so I'm going to show you what they are and kind of explain and go through the reasons that I don't really like them anymore. And what and why, I guess. So stick around and let's hang out. So the first set of plants I'm going to show you is my Bushlike Philodendron display. And what I have in this is a black cardinal, an imperial green, a Congo rojo, a Prince of Orange, a Macaulay's finale, an imperial red, and a philodendron Birkin. Ooh, try to give you a quick view of it. And they're all doing really well. They're all doing a lot better now that I've planted them all in this longer pot, plastic pot. It's a plastic pot from Walmart I got. It's good for like windowsills. And they're all doing well. The Birkin has lost a lot of its variegation. It still has some, but not a lot. The black cardinal, it looks okay. Everything else in the middle kind of looks the same to me. I don't know. I'm not really into bush-like plants. So this kind of just doesn't. These guys are kind of boring for me, and I don't find myself looking at them or appreciating any of the new leaves. And I think that's a telltale sign that this plant is no longer one that I am infatuated with or care about really. And I should probably rehome it to somebody who would like this plant and has like a nice little windowsill where they can just perch this and yeah, appreciate all of the new foliage and the different colors of the new foliage. And yeah, so these guys are probably all going to get rehomed relatively soon. Okay, so the next plant that I am just not really into, we're sticking with the philodendrons for a little bit, is the Philodendron Pincushion. I mean, it's cute. It's like a good terrarium plant. I don't think I knew it was going to be this small for this long. I've had this plant for over a year. It does require more humidity. I actually have this plant on top of the planter for all my other philodendrons just to help with the relative humidity so that leaves don't get stuck. I dropped a rock. But yeah, it's too slow for me. I'm not really interested. Maybe if I had a terrarium this would be great, but I don't have space for a terrarium or really too much interest in making a terrarium at this time, but you know, maybe in the future. But I'm not really into this guy, so he might be rehomed. Okay, so I think the last philodendron we're going to be talking about is the Philodendron Wendenthiai. It's a cute little philodendron, bush-like. It's kind of like a larger version of the pincushion, kind of. The pincushion has a little bit more red in the stems, but this guy's more green. But yeah, it's a relatively slower growing philodendron. It doesn't really get much bigger than this, and it's cute. It does look like the middle has kind of bared out, and that's because I have it on a lower shelf because it's not a plant that I'm really interested in and not a plant I go to look at the new growth and check on it often. So I think we're going to be rehoming this guy, and we could probably rehome him with this boring pot. I think I got this pot when I bought a plant. Like, you know, they've now at Home Depot you kind of can't buy a plant without buying a pot unless it's like the really small plants, which is a little annoying because I'm not really into these pots. If I'm going to buy a pot, I want to buy a handmade pot, and I want to support an artist and a small business. But whatever, it is what it is, right? So yeah, Philodendron Wendenthiai. you're gonna find a new home soon, buddy. Don't worry. So the next plant I have fallen out of love with is my silver quill. And I mean, the leaves are cute. They have a cute pattern onto them, but it's a very sparse plant. I don't know if it's just mine. There are more like little onion bulbs in there, but they haven't sprouted any leaves yet. This plant is also extremely thirsty, and of course I ended up putting it in a terracotta pot, which was dumb on my part because, yeah, it's a thirstier plant. It needs more water. I put it in terracotta. Not a smart idea. I wouldn't put this plant in terracotta. You would think because it's so bulbous at the bottom, it doesn't need water that often. But I've found, for me at least, that this plant does need regular watering, or it will drop its leaves. And yeah, it ends up looking like this. So I don't think I'll be keeping this guy. I think I will also be sending this guy off for somebody else who will appreciate and like the plant a little bit more, maybe remember to water it a little bit more, and help it get to its full potential and its full silver quill glory. So the leaves are cute though when they come in. But yeah, so the next plant is a diva. It is my zebra plant. We do have some new leaves at the top. So I guess, I don't know. It looks like it's dying to me. It almost feels like it's dying, but it put out 2 new leaves. So I'm not sure what that's about. It was in soil. I recently just pulled it out of the soil, popped it in this water, because it was constantly drooping and limp and not looking good. And it's still drooping and limp and not looking good. So maybe this plant is finally going to give up and just croak. I will wait to let the plant fully decide whether or not it is going to live or not, but it's not a plant I'm going to be upset or worried about if it decides to crisp up and die. So yeah, at least I know now nerve plants are not for me. Photonias, the polka dot plant, I think, whatever other nerve type plants, they're just not for me. I don't like the drama queens. Same go with the calatheas. Just not for me. So this guy he's probably not gonna make it, right? We'll wait, we'll see. All right, the next plant is really just 2 sticks right now. This was the last leaf. Can you tell what it was? It was a Ficus Audrey, right? Yeah, Ficus Audrey. And this plant I struggle with. It decides before it's going to put out a new leaf, which they both have new growth points at the top. I'm not sure if you can see that green, but they have it. It likes to drop any other leaves it has and then start growing and putting out new leaves. So it never has more than 1 to 2 leaves per stalk. And this is just how this plant has been living. Yeah, so we're gonna pass this along. Let somebody else deal with it. They can even have the boring Costa Farms pot. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it. Keeping with the ficus theme, my ficus burgundy and my ficus, I think it's a ruby because it's pink. And I thought one was a Taneki, but they're all coming in pink, so I'm not sure. So my rubber tree plants, they're cute. They dropped a lot of leaves on the bottom. So, but they're pretty bushy on top and there's multiple of them, so it's okay, I guess, but it's just not my favorite. I don't think I'm really into tree type plants. And this guy's just been growing really slow. Maybe if he had taken off and been a couple feet by now, but I've had these plants for over a year and it's not doing a damn thing. Yeah, it's a really slow grower. I don't know. Again, it's another one I don't really remember I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking to see if there are new leaves. And yeah, so we're probably going to be rehoming this guy as well, just to give it to somebody who actually cares and really likes these plants and gets excited over the new leaves. But yeah, this is what she looks like. She's a little wonky, but someone else will really love her. So fare thee well. Next plant is the Peperomia Raindrop. And there was a struggle time where I was learning how to take care of this plant, so it dropped a lot of the lower leaves. Again, it's kind of like a tree-like looking plant. It doesn't put out aerial roots that I can see that helps like attach it to anything. And those are just kind of like, I don't know, they're just not that interesting. It is putting out a new pup at the bottom, so that's kind of cool. But I don't know, the leaves also kind of come out a little wonky. They eventually like will hard up and stuff, but again, it's one I forget about all of the time. It's a relatively slower grower than all of my other plants that get me excited about the new growth. And I think there's got to be somebody out there who's really into like the tall, like tree-like plants, and this is the plant for them. Yeah, this is the plant for them. It's not the plant for me, so say goodbye, Raindrop. This is heavy. The next plants that I have fallen out of love with are my Peperomia Obtusifolias. This is in a huge terracotta pot, and it's the same reason. It's more of like a tree-like plant. I heard that they can trail, but this plant is just a very slow grower. I'll give you like a 360 view, and I think someone else will enjoy this plant. So goodbye, Obtusifolia. The next plant I'm going to show you is an Oceana Capreus. It's a succulent. I think it's like the ruby necklace or something like that. And as you can see, she's dying. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with succulents. This is kind of like what all of my succulents end up doing. There's a few like very small ones that I have that live and do okay. This isn't it, obviously. But yeah, so I'm almost annoyed I even put this plant in this pot because I think this pot's kind of cute. And yeah, now I'm just waiting for the plant to die. I don't think anybody would want this plant. Maybe they would. I don't know. What do you think? Would people try to rehab it? Should I try cutting it up and sending it out to somebody? I don't know. But this is what we got. It's not cute, but it is what it is, right? Moving right along with the succulents that I'm killing. This is the Crusoula Multicava. I think it's like a trailing jade or something like that. She's not doing well. Like, look at that. There's like some mealies in there. Like, all of the new growth has shriveled up and dried off. The older growth is a little wrinkled. Hopefully you can see all those wrinkles. And again, it's just another plant that I am waiting for it to die so that I can clean out the pot and reuse it. I have an issue. If there's a little bit of green left on a plant, I don't know, I'll wait until there isn't. Like, I don't know, like obviously this plant's not going to make it. Like, I should just rip it out of the pot and throw it out, right? But I'm like, but maybe it'll come back. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this. But yeah, so me and succulents, I think large succulents I'm going to steer away from, because they never survive. They never stay looking good either. There's literally like 4 or 5 little succulents that I have that look good still. I have other succulents, like smaller ones. They don't look that good. But yeah. Alright guys, and the last of the plants that are probably not going to make it through the winter, and I don't think I'll be purchasing again, are some of these begonias. Now, I do have, actually let me show you, these begonias up here, which have never, knocked on wood, gotten any type of powdery mildew or anything else. They look really good. I'm not a botanist, so I don't know, but these guys, their leaves are a little thicker than the plants down here, so I'm thinking maybe that's why these plants have such a harder time. But we'll go through them really quick and show you which ones I'm not planning on getting again. Alright, so this is the Angel Wing Begonia Frosty. And it is growing back, and I don't see any powdery mildew. I did have to cut this one back a second time. So we'll see. And all this brown stuff is cinnamon I've poured on top. So I'm not sure if I need to like change out the whole soil and like do it like that, but who knows. The Begonia Benigo, right? So I mean, it looks cute. I don't see any powdery mildew. So maybe that one will be okay. The Linda Dawn, I just, let me see if I can, I just cut back again, and you can see that little bit of green right there. So she's going to come back, hopefully. And then we have this little itty bitty bitty baby leaf. Ooh, will you focus? Maybe, maybe not. Oh. We have this little itty bitty baby leaf on my Begonia Sinbad. And then we have my Begonia Angel Wing Torch, which I'm pretty sure is completely dead. Nothing has come back, which is fine because I have another one up here that is the same, it's the same begonia. I ended up buying it twice. Oh, and this little begonia actually just crisped up because I went away for a little bit. It's just a Begonia Angel Wing. I think it's like the Maculata without the red back, but I just recently cut her all up. Well, I didn't cut her up. Well, she crisped up and I just pulled off the leaves. And we got a new little leaf right there, so I think she'll come back. I think we'll be alright. But yeah, we're gonna steer away from buying more begonias. I'm gonna be happy with the ones that I have, and that's it. Yeah. Alright guys, so those are the plants that are in my collection that I'm over. They're over me, I'm over them. We're probably gonna part our ways. Yeah, so yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys have any of the similar plants or different plants that you are ready to just get rid of. Get out of your house, out of mind, out of sight, or out of sight, out of mind, whatever it is. And you lived, you learned that you don't like those plants. Okay, anyway, until next time, relax, plant, and peace out.